Hey, everyone, and welcome back. Usually we'd be diving into, I don't know, the latest research, a brand new article, that kind of thing.
Right, right.
But today,
Yeah.
we're switching gears a bit.
Yeah.
We're going way, way back for this deep dive.
Yeah. We are going back in time. We're talking ancient wisdom here.
Okay, so get this. We're going to be exploring the Necrol.
Yeah.
Ever heard of it?
Oh, I love the Necrol.
It's like this collection of ancient Tamil poetry, right?
Mhm.
And it's full of these, guiding principles for life.
Totally. And it was written by this, almost mystical Tamil poet, Avayar.
Avoyar. Okay, so tell me more about her.
Well, no one knows for sure when she lived. I mean, we're talking maybe even the 6th century.
Wow, 6th century. That's, seriously old school.
Right. But her words, they're still so relevant.
So what's chapter 13 all about then?
This chapter, it's called Therendu Thalitho. In English, that's realization. And it really gets into this question that, let's be honest, we all ask ourselves at some point. What's my purpose? What am I really meant to be doing with my life?
It's so true. I feel like I'm constantly asking myself that question.
It's too, right. And Avayar's take on it is, it's kind of different from what you might expect.
How so?
It's not about, finding your preordained path, like it's set in stone somewhere.
Right.
It's about this really deep, intentional self-discovery. Like she's saying, hey, you want to find your purpose, get to know yourself, really know yourself first.
I love that. And that idea of self-discovery, it's so central to, well, so much of what we talk about on this show. It's like self-help, but from way, way back.
Totally. It's amazing how these ideas, they just transcend time.
Okay, so give us an example of one of the lines in this chapter that really stood out to you, something that really embodies this whole idea.
Okay. How about this one? Arianyo kan, mahasel sarana, in view conyanting by bakatino macan at the cells back, yampankana and cells berana.
Whoa.
Right. It's a mouthful, but it basically means examine what you've learned and embrace what is truly good.
Embrace what is truly good. I love that. There's this thing I hear all the time, time is money.
Oh, yeah.
And for years, it really got to me. I felt like I always had to be doing something, being productive,
Oh, I totally get it.
But honestly, it was exhausting.
Yeah, it's so easy to fall into that trap, right? These little sayings, these truths that get passed down, they can really shape how we see the world.
Exactly. And isn't it interesting how, Avayar was challenging these kinds of truths back in her day, too?
Totally. I mean, think about it. She was all about social justice, challenging norms, especially those that held back women and the less fortunate. And this was centuries ago, so she was definitely pushing back against the grain.
Wow. I mean, it's like she's saying, don't just accept what you're told. Question everything.
Yeah.
Even, the stuff we learn throughout our lives, right?
Absolutely. All those messages we've internalized, those beliefs, those biases even, that we just assume are facts. She might ask, is this truth really serving you? Or is it actually blocking you from finding your true purpose, from real fulfillment?
It's true, right? How many of us are chasing some idea of success that isn't even truly ours? That's kind of a terrifying thought.
It is, but the good news is that we have the power to change that. We can choose what to believe, what to embrace.
Okay, but, where do we even start with that?
Yeah.
There's so much information coming at us all the time. How do we even begin to unpack it all?
I think Avayar would be a big fan of journaling, just getting quiet, going out into nature, and really reflecting. But in our busy modern lives, even just taking a few minutes to journal can be so helpful. Start by asking yourself those big questions. What are your strengths? What are you naturally drawn to? What brings you genuine joy? Not just fleeting pleasure, but deep soul-level joy.
Journaling prompts from a centuries-old poet. It's like the original self-help guru.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so we figure out who we are, what we value, but then what? How does action fit into all of this?
You're totally right to bring that up, because it's not enough to just know yourself, right?
Right.
The Nacaral is all about aligning your actions with that self-knowledge.
So walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Exactly. Once you have a clear understanding of who you are, what truly resonates with you, that's when you start living in accordance with that understanding. You make choices that reflect your values, you pursue what truly matters to you. It's not just about knowing yourself, it's about living in alignment with that self.
So we're on this journey of self-discovery, right?
Yeah.
Trying to live authentically. I think that's what the kids are calling it these days.
Right, exactly.
But if that's how we find our purpose,
Yeah.
what's the one thing the one key takeaway our listeners should hold on to from Avier's wisdom?
I think the key takeaway, honestly, is in the very act of asking that question.
Okay.
Because the Nanacroll reminds us this isn't about finding the answer, it's about embracing the journey. So what's one tiny step you can take today, inspired by all of this, to step more fully onto your path of self-discovery?
Ooh, good question. I like that. Leave them thinking.
That's the goal.
Awesome. Well, on that note,
Right.
thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
See you next time.